Hi, let's be cool here. The US and Iran, they again beat each other up again. And it doesn't seem to be coming to an end with regards to the fights, the strikes, the bombardment. So, it is highly possible that the Strait of Hormuz will remain closed again for a very long time. So this is going to affect the oil prices as well as the gold prices. Because markets sentiments is very cautious, and because of the volatile situations. There's one moment the US and Iran beat each other up, and then the next moment, I think we better sit on top. Because of this volatile and fluid conditions, it makes market sentiments pertaining to the crude oil and gold very cautious. Most of the time, as of now, the gold market sentiment and the oil market sentiment and the gold market sentiment will continue to be cautious, wait and see. And I don't think there is many, I don't think there will be big moves, big volatility in terms of price volatility for this week. Let's look at the oil price. This is the baseline. And given the current situations, the bias, my analysis is the bias is towards the upward momentum of the oil price. Look at the situation now. There is a low probability of them really truly, or the US and Iran truly sit down and talk about the ceasefire. So the risk is biased to the upward oil price momentum. It will go up more and more before we can see the easy oil price pressure. So this is the oil price outlook for this week. And now look at the gold prices. And because the oil price is biased to the upward momentum, and that means oil importers needs more US dollars. They forecast, they budget that I'll need more US dollars to buy a barrel going forward. And what is the usual, not the usual, how should I say it? What is one of the channels to get US dollars quickly is to sell gold. And that's why we will see a downward pressure on the gold price this week. And that means the the gold price is biased to the downward price momentum. Now, this is the baseline. And you look at the probability of the gold price moving downward is higher than the upward momentum of the gold price. But the thing is that the gold at this moment, based on my analysis on the past trends, the support and the resistance, I noticed that currently there is support at the $3,900 to $4,000 per ounce level. I suspect that China Central Bank or any central bank that has deep pockets will come in at the $3,900 to $4,000 level and start pumping up their gold portfolio. As in why China Central Bank do that is another video. So at this moment, we should see, and for this week, we should see support start to come in when the gold price reach the region 3,900 to 4,000, that region. For this week, I don't see the, how should I say, the gold price fall way below the 3,900 per ounce level. It may hit, I guess when it reaches 3,900 level, buying interest will come in. So it pop it up again. US interest rate expectations that the Fed is unlikely to cut interest rates. The best they can do, given the oil price uptick, the best they can do is to maintain the interest rates at the current level. My own analysis is that there is a chance the Fed will need to rise interest rate later on in the year. Because if the US and Iran continue to fight, oil prices will hit up. And the Fed may, unless there is a, how should I say, the domestic, the US domestic oil companies willing to swallow the uptick risk and let the domestic gasoline price come down, the oil products price come down, then the Fed may have some buffer. But usually, as you all know, domestic oil company are unlikely to do that. When the global oil prices goes up, it will go up. But when the global oil prices come down, well, they are very reluctant to adjust down. So because of the oil price pressure, upward pressure, the Fed, the expectation for the Fed is to keep interest rate and no cuts. Keep interest rate at the current level or may raise interest rate. And because of this, there is a downward pressure on the gold price. But this downward pressure is being partly offset, or mostly offset, by the buying interest of the China Central Bank as well as other central bank that has deep pockets, when the gold price reached the 3,900 to 4,000 regions. That is my outlook for the oil price and the gold price this week. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Cheers.